Hello everybody. This is another video. You're gonna realize that I did two videos in one day. You look at both of my channels. Um, so what I'm gonna talk about today is food trends. Um, so what I have with me is the Food Technology Top 10 Functional Food Trends. Um, so let's look at it together. Now this is the uh, Institute of Food Technology magazine. If you're unfamiliar with it, uh, it pretty much is helpful for the food manufacturers. It's pretty much how they talk. So if you're interested in the industry, this is a great way to understand the inner workings of it, the research being done on you, and um, understanding global markets, things like ProBugs. I think it's probiotic yogurt. It's for kids. So let's hold on a sec. And now I will say this that it's difficult to read it all because they come out once a month. Um, so with everything else going on, right now I'm producing a product called Mango Meal for a bunch of different reasons, but mainly so I can get an internship. um, so, not surprisingly, the number one food trend is actually real food nutrition. So, foods that are like, let's see here, yeah, things that are naturally rich in high vitamins, and nutrients. So nearly 90% of shoppers believe it is very important to get their nutrition from foods that are naturally rich in vitamins and minerals. Uh, wow. Not surprising. Well, almost surprising because a lot of people don't necessarily do it. A lot of people know and agree that it's important, but it's not to say that everybody does it. So, let's see here. Also, I want to say this real quick. One reason why food manufacturers don't necessarily promote natural foods is because there's a lot less money in it. Um, obviously, everyone's weird. If you think about it, though, everything's based off money. Everything is money. If the food science, if food manufacturers didn't look at the financial aspect of it, well, the food industry is a huge part of the American global economy, and if that didn't work right, well, yeah. So some advantages of having processed foods is the foods can be fully utilized, or all the products can be fully utilized, extended longer shelf lives, and so you don't have all this food going to waste and things like that. Um, God, I hate when I say things like that. But yeah. So, and the other reason is because when you don't produce a finished good, if you don't increase the value of a product to a consumer or otherwise, uh, then there's less reward for you. The profit margins are less. If you do work to it, if you make it something maybe more desirable or different, then there's obviously going to be, or not obviously, but there may be a market for that, and a very big market. Maybe a lot of people like that product. So then, therefore, that product gets more money than, say, everyone who's producing broccoli. If everyone produces broccoli and everyone's the exact same and it's all natural, then how do you differentiate yourself? How do you make yourself people buy your broccoli? You just advertise a lot, and then it doesn't really work. You know what I mean? So that's the idea of why a lot of producers or manufacturers don't food manufacturers don't advocate or they don't say no, but they don't advertise natural foods. Not to say that people don't, food manufacturers don't, but that's why many don't. So I just kind of rambled there. So um, let's see here. Sales of fruit and vegetable supplements jumped to $82 million in 2010. Interesting. Uh, So antioxidants across the channels and a food ingredient reached $5 billion. So sales of antioxidants across all channels and as a food ingredient reached $5 billion. That's a lot of money. So polyphenols and flavonoids remain the strongest phytochemical mass market ingredients. That's interesting. So I hope everyone knows what or phenols and flavonoids are. They're just like what add to flavors and the whole antioxidant idea. What's on a blueberry and what tastes good. I just look like Satan there for a second. um, Other things, something I'm a big fan of is mini managers, people who alter um, their diet with little changes. So this is these days, rather than big sweeping dietary changes in the past decade, it's like say so by their this is essentially saying that these mini managers are taking slow steps to dietary approach, proper diet management. Because in the past you used to do things like the Atkins diet and I can't name any other diet. Okay, I don't know why. I do know of many others, but there's let's say here, Weight Watchers, South Beach. Those are generally huge diet. Everyone eats one particular product or one particular product lines, and that's how they lose weight. Late. I don't know how you can lose weight. um, That'd be nice. I'm late a lot. um, so yeah, that's one massive dietary trends is a general shift. So swapping healthier versions of the same foods, most practiced by healthy shoppers. Strategy: 58% of shoppers practice it more than half of the time. So essentially, 50% of everybody practices buying a new product that's healthier for them every other time. Just over half. So I think that's probably one of the most interesting facts. The sales estimate at $46 billion. So billion with a B. So there's lots of money in mini managing stuff. It's hard to say how they group everything, but I think anything with an altered low fat, low sodium, this, that, um, that's how they're judging it, which is a lot of things. So, let's see here. Okay, so buying in bioavailability. A lot of people are starting to understand um, that it is important to not only choose foods that are high in vitamins and minerals, but foods that are high in vitamins and minerals and have those vitamins and minerals biologically available. Um, some instances, there is a lot of fiber in foods, and foods actually reduce fibrous food actually reduces the bioavailability of iron. Um, so when you eat that, that let's see here, fiber one, which I love. Um, it's so good. It had perfect blend of crunchy and sweetness and so good. Okay, probably gonna get some of that. So when you consume a product like that, uh, I like fiber because it keeps you full and everything, and you need fiber to keep your bowel syndrome right. But because fiber absorbs iron, you reduce how much iron you're intaking. Generally, you don't have to worry about that, especially if you're consuming a lot of meat, because meat has heme iron, which also is more bioavailability than non-heme iron. That's the other thing, is that non-heme iron, the iron that's in uh, your non-meat products, like the cereals, is less bioavailable than the ones in meat. And furthermore, because of the high fiber content, you then reduce even further the iron that's available to you. Now, when I say iron, there's other minerals out there, but I can exclusively say iron because I know for that for a fact, and I have researched that. By research, I mean I looked at studies and talked to nutrition professors in UMass. So That's 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 one factor to look out for, and that's what's going on for food trends. People are becoming more worry of that. Let's see here. Let me give you a couple little facts here. Vitamins, minerals. Okay, vitamins were the sixth growing fastest. Were the sixth fastest growing CPG group, and I don't know what that means. Uh, so store sales 6%. Okay, so 6% increase in foods in the market for food since last year uh, for these bio available products. Both so 46% of the shoppers were concerned about the nutrient content in their foods, up 5% from last year. So people are getting smarter. Everything you have, when it's especially when it's advertised on TV, people are lazy, and if you can flick through a channel and you happen to fall upon what do you say? Not necessarily that I'm a huge advocate of him, but the doctor guy that's on TV, Doctor that's an ant. Sorry, ADD. Doctor what's his face? Oz. Doctor Oz. He's yeah, him being on television and talking about nutrition and helping people be aware is whether it's correct or not, it helps people understand that there's something to worry about and there's something to be concerned about. So that helps people get involved, entry steps into understanding nutrition. Uh, it is 5 o'clock right now and the sun's rising up. Oops. Okay. Okay. Oh, so 43% of consumers bought foods and beverages because they thought that it contained high amounts of vitamins or minerals. So maybe something like, let's see here, this product here, or maybe your triple X mineral water or vitamin water, mineral water. So those are foods that people are like, oh, that's probably good for me. I'm gonna go ahead and buy that. Sorry, I just did kind of a Texas accent. I didn't mean no insults. I'm at 12 minutes. You're probably wicked bored by now. Okay, so protein powder. I'm only on 4. Um, Protein powder. So let's see here. 4 out of 10 consumers are making an effort to eat more protein. 39% say that um, high protein a high protein claim is very important on the food label for them. So they're like, oh, I like protein, it's good for me. 34% believe that it aids in weight loss. I also believe that it aids in weight loss. Not like, oh, I eat protein, I burn a ton of more calories, but it helps keep you full, and that's mainly how it's going to help, I think, my opinion. Okay, take it for what it's worth. Some people think it's worth more than others. That's their opinion. Plant-based diets. Big advocate of this. Continuing to shift to positive eating is putting plant-based foods on the front burner. 63% of consumers wanted to know more about what foods they are eating versus what to avoid. Up 7% over the past 2 years. That's pretty big. So when it comes to naturally enriched foods, consumers say that vegetables, fruits, nuts, plus whole grain breads and beans top of the list. So in 2011, sales of food and beverages that carried high fiber claim reached $4.2 billion. That's a lot of money. So that's going to be plant-based diets. So a quick little step. I mean, I am a huge advocate for plant-based diet because they offer more bioavailability. Oftentimes, they often have generally, when they're regularly available, are generally better. Um, Canned foods actually have been rhetorically seen as possibly being less, but actually, a lot of the times you can have things like higher beta carotene content, which is vitamin A, a precursor for vitamin A, meaning your body easily converts beta carotene to vitamin A. So no, I don't do coke. um, the let's see here. Yeah, so that's one thing, is that a lot of people think that all processed foods are worse for them, but at least I can say that frozen foods and canned foods, generally because they don't degrade as fast, um, and also because of the method of preparation with canned foods, because you're using boiling water and things like that. I hate when I say that. You decrease the beta carotene content a little bit because you're subjecting it to heat, and it's very heat sensitive. But because of the method of cooking, you actually make it more regularly available. Uh, so you increase the available content. So that's what really matters, is what's available to you, not necessarily what's in the product. I'm on 6, and I have, took me 16 minutes. Woohoo! Gourmet nutrition. So consumers are no longer willing to give up taste for health. Half, more than half believe that healthy food should taste good. Why the hell not? I thoroughly agree that healthy food can taste good, and I also agree that healthy food can be cheap. However, I believe I also believe I believe that um, with those sort of criteria, you also almost obviously have to put more effort into things like searching for foods that are more are cheaper, searching for foods that are cheaper, and also putting in more effort in preparation of these foods. It's generally a product that is super available to you and convenient, um, unless you're talking about if you're making a meal, is um, not going to be, I'm going to take this thing and put it in that, and it's going to instantly become a meal. No, it's not really how it works. It's not a TV dinner. You don't put oh, you could put a potato. Let's see here. You don't put a potato in the fridge, in the microwave, and get potato salad. That's what I mean. Is that you're not gonna have or mashed potato. You gotta work for it. It's not hard, but you have to do something, some effort for um, eating healthier and with flavor and with uh, uh, at a budget. Okay, so 7 out of 10 consumers believe that foods with described as fresh is healthier for them. So anything with labeled fresh is an indication that it's healthier for them. That's what 70% of consumers believe. On that note, more than two-thirds look for freshness descriptions when they're purchasing foods. So basically, all of them are looking for foods that say fresh. They want fresh in the label around there. Okay. So that's something to be noted, is that a lot of people are looking for fresh foods. I'm not necessarily finding them. Um, uh, Risk awareness on the rise. So 83 million people already are inflicted with some form of cardiovascular disease. So everyone's like, crap, we have this risk. Um, I gotta take care of my body. What are some functional foods that could possibly help me? So 1/4 of consumers believe that functional foods can be effective in lowering blood pressure. Um, so that's intriguing. Uh, Two-thirds of baby boomers, are concerned about high blood pressure. Who would have thought? Um, Osteoarthritis is now the number one health issue consumers are trying to address with their uh, condition-specific dietary supplements. So that's when your arteries get clogged and then also really stiff and unable to function properly. That's the number one issue people are looking to solve with functional foods and drinks. Uh, so here we go. First aid, savory food beverages. 1/4, 26%, successfully uh, used natural alternative remedies to help them uh, cure ailments like, let's see here, headaches, high blood pressure, and those general ideas. Um, but 55% had not, but were interested in doing so. So 26% uh, did use dietary supplements to help them. Okay, sorry. Savory foods, beverages, and dietary supplements. The market continues to pursue more natural solutions to commonly everyday headaches. Yeah. So, of the people who are producing dietary supplements, people are looking for natural indications. Something like cinnamon to increase your metabolism, or uh, some other ways of naturally producing effects that will help against headaches and other ailments. Um, let's see here. A quarter of people actually were successful in doing so, and 55% had not, but were interested in doing so. Um, so on that note, also 33 million U.S. households have at least a member um, fighting constipation. So that's a lot of people who are fighting constipation, in my opinion. So a lot of people are stressing about that. 42% of consumers seek digestive regularity as a functional food benefit. So, I mean, you're not necessarily seeing. I could be saying a bunch of random shit, but let's see here. There you go. So I am reading this. So next page. We're on 9. Bear with me. 22 minutes. Oh my god. Can't wait till this kid shuts up. You can always scroll faster. Okay, so only 40% of the $10 billion um, kids food and beverage market is marketed as better for you products. So a lot of people aren't even trying. I guess is what I'm saying is there's a lot of people are trying to. Okay, there's a lot of. Let me try that again. So 40% of the $10 billion kids food and beverage market are producing um, better for you products. So 40%, so 60% of products are generally not even trying. They're you know, candies and other things that have they don't claim to be they're Milky Way or M&Ms or Kit Kat. They don't. They're not, or just Coca-Cola. They're not trying to be something they're not. However, 40% are trying to be better for you, not necessarily perfect for you. So they're trying to do a little bit of luring in, but that market is not reached, and I think mainly because um, kids aren't necessarily looking for, oh, what's wicked good for me. They're looking for, oh, what the hell tastes good. Yes, their kids, I mean, their parents pick it out, but it's the kids that pick up the product and say, Mom, can I get this? And sometimes it's easier to say yes than no. So if it looks really good to the kid, they can normally pressure the adult. Um, And also when you have things like, oh, supports a healthy immune system on the bottom for like cereal labels and stuff, that again helps the mom be like, fine, if it does that, why not? Although all those ingredients have already been there and they're just now throwing that label on it, may not necessarily be great. Sorry. Last one. Here we go. Liquidation. So weight control slash nutrition, nutritious liquids and powders are up 18% in unit sales. 18%. There's a lot of people consuming weight control, nutrition liquids and powders, and energy drinks. Those are huge markets, namely because my generation, the 20 somethings, the let's see here, the probably about 17 to 25 are they're looking for things to keep them alert during the night, studying hours, partying hours, things of that nature. That's where we're seeking um, when we are looking for a beverage. So, okay, so that's my 26-minute. Hopefully, you'll edit it to be smaller and better. That's my 26-minute review of the top 10 food trends. If you want me to research something, look at something, let me know. You should have a look at Food Navigator. It's a great website where you can research other food trends and things like that. Another awesome food site, not surprisingly, is IFT. You can actually get the first each month's subscription for free on there, I believe. It's not exactly wicked easy to find, but you can read the first every new month's magazine for free. I bought mine because it was really cheap, came with a membership. Because I'm a student, it was only like 50 bucks for the membership, which helps me get into the annual food science meeting and things like that for cheaper. So I hate saying that. Okay, well, I'm done. Bye.